I'm Dylan Goller, and this is the Dylan Goller Show. Well, I don't know how else to say this, but this is my favorite show. How I Met Your Mother was a rom-com in reverse created by Craig Thomas and Carter Bays. CBS aired it back in 2005, and it was lucky enough to run for 9 seasons, and it ended back in 2014. The show follows Ted Mosby, who's played by Josh Radnor, who realizes he's getting older and needs to find a wife. He sees Robin Scherbatsky in McLaren's, the bar they all hang out with. He sees her across the room, and he spends the early episodes of the show pursuing her. Ted's friends Marshall Erikson and Lily Aldrin, played by Jason Segel and Alyson Hannigan, get engaged in the pilot, and we see their relationship grow throughout the 9 seasons of the show. Finally, this brings us to the most probably iconic character in the show, Barney Stinson, played by the legend himself, Neil Patrick Harris. Barney just wants girls to sleep with him, and this pays off, and we see Barney's priorities in life grow and change throughout the show, which makes him our favorite character. Let's talk about How I Met Your Mother, because holy Gotham, this show is fantastic. As a child, I loved The Big Bang Theory. I loved the characters, and I loved the humor. But as I got older, I realized that the magic of The Big Bang Theory was the joke and the talents of the actors, not the actual characters or the story. On paper, the characters sound really interesting, but in the show, they come off as one-dimensional. How I Met Your Mother is the exact opposite, okay? How I Met Your Mother's story and characters are extremely interesting, and the joke kind of takes a back seat, and so when we do get a big joke, it's extremely funny. You see your certain loved ones in certain characters. So when I say this, I don't mean like my friend Elijah reminds me of Marshall in the show. I mean certain snippets of dialogue that characters say. I mean certain things that happen to certain characters in the show. Certain conversations that characters have. Those remind you of your loved ones, and so this show feels a lot more familiar. I have my own friend group, like in How I Met Your Mother, and so this is one of the reasons why How I Met Your Mother relates to me. You also stay engaged with the show because you want to see Mosby meet the mother, right? You're engaged with the plot. You want to see Mosby meet the mother. You want to see Marshall and Lily start their life together. You want to see Barney actually have a meaningful relationship rather than just sleeping around. You want to see Robin actually happy, no matter where she lives or who she ends up with. The performances here are actually splendid. So Neil Patrick Harris is one of my favorite actors, and when I watch How I Met Your Mother, I don't see Neil, I see Barney Stinson. Josh Radnor couldn't even get a role after this because too many people saw him as Ted Mosby. Cobie Smulders actually is in the MCU, and that's not even her most notable role. Everybody still just sees Robin Sparkles. I feel like I've already said this, but I'm just gonna say it again. The show is extremely relatable, okay? So it feels very warm and familiar and comforting because it addresses the way we communicate with our friends and the way we have our romantic relationships, and it kind of plays all that up. So it for the first couple seasons, it addresses the fact that Robin's the new kid in the group, and that it's going to be a little awkward for the characters to get to know her and accept her, as well as the romantic relationships. When characters start romantic relationships, it's awkward and strange, and it all feels very unfamiliar and yet so familiar on our end. It's also a show that's very aware of human mortality and that we need to make the most of the time we've got with the people we've got. I want to address something that only fans of the show think about, which is the purple-yellow theory. I 100% believe that it's actually a major theme in the show. So so if you're not familiar with the purple-yellow theory, purple means that, well, I should probably start with yellow. Yellow means that someone wearing it or someone associated with it, it's a good chance that person could be your romantic suitor, and someone purple could mean the exact opposite. And so Oscar Stinson, who's a YouTuber who I've gotten to communicate with, who's a very nice guy, he made a great video about this. I'll put a title card right up here. He made a great video about this, arguing to how major it is in the show. So again, title card right up here. Go watch the video, and please subscribe to Oscar Stinson. If you do decide to watch the show, please forgive season 1. Now, that's not to say season 1 isn't good. It's extremely entertaining. it needed to find its footing, right? You needed to get used to the characters, and so it felt kind of awkward, kind of getting used to the characters. And also the show really was trying to figure out what tone it wanted to go with. So around the time you hit season 2, the weight just keeps coming in, and it's extremely powerful. Other shows like House of Cards and Avatar, they really came out of the gate strong. How I Met Your Mother took its time, and it was honestly like a roller coaster. It went up pretty slowly, and then it dropped you, and then it just kept going around and around. So if you do decide to watch the show, give season 1 a break, and when you hit season 2, man, you're gonna have a great time. Will this be my favorite show forever? No. And the reason why is because I'm always seeing and learning new things. Maybe one day I could fall in love with Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, or maybe I'll fall in love with Friends or Seinfeld. But right now, the show is capturing real emotions and real questions me and others like me are asking. And it's a beautiful and heartwarming story that I know that me and other How I Met Your Mother fans can share with others. And I know I'm not alone. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Dylan Goller. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Subscribe to Oscar Stinson and watch this video right here. Keep on geeking on, guys.